Hello, everybody. Well, thank you for tuning in for another Torn Tuesday on theonering.net. I'm Chelsea Schwartz. Cliff, unfortunately, is not with us today because he's on a top secret Tolkien mission, more like a quest. We've sent him on a quest. So Gandalf is away, and while Gandalf is away, the hobbits will play. And joining me today is Trina Green. She is a very good friend of mine and also my colleague at High Voltage. She's nerdy, and she's also extremely knowledgeable about music. So, say hello, Trina.
Hello, Trina.
Well done. It's actually a ventriloquy act the entire time. I'm just going to talk for her. No, just kidding. Before we really get into everything today, I am going to turn it over to Josh. Josh is with us, our collectibles editor, and he's got some fun announcements for you. Members already. Awesome. Everybody's saying they can't hear anything. I know
website
working to magic.
Oh no.
Right,
can you hear me?
You should be able to hear
Okay.
There we go.
Okay. So to join up with the club, I'll kind of start there just to make sure in case I don't know where the audio cut off at. You can get us at the top of the webpage. It says collecting. You can click that. That takes a link there. We tweeted out the link earlier this week. We've had it up on the Facebook page. I've put it in some of the reviews that I've done recently to make sure. So you can do it that way. And like I said, we're up to about 2,700 members. And if you're wanting to... I'm pretty excited. This is definitely one of the cooler things that I've gotten a chance to be a part of as far as the collecting and stuff goes, because normally, it's just me talking about them. So a chance to really kind of have a whole bunch of Middle-earth fans jump in is really exciting.
You're not alone, finally, in this extra nerdy realm that you're in.
Oh, it's always great to have a bunch of, the nerdy feelings, everybody get together and have that. So it's really fun. If you ladies have Tolkien collectibles, join the link and join us. Then you should join us and share your stuff.
I brought one today that's sitting. I'll bring it back so you can see it, Josh. My golem.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. See, you should take a picture of that with your phone and join the club and share it because people will want to see it. I think that's neat. I get to see my stuff all the time. So for me, the club is something I'm super loving and passionate about because, like I said, it's fun to be able to see everybody's stuff. We've had a ton of people share stuff in the last month to 6 weeks. Today I saw somebody who shared they had tie clips, and one of them was Sting, one of them was the shards of Narziel. We had somebody who has literally all the Lord of the Rings collectibles cards from Topps, and Cryptozoic did all the Hobbit stuff. They showed their binders, so we've had stuff like that.
One from Topps when they came out too. I love those cards.
Yes.
We've had people show the different video games. Somebody has a copy of one of my favorite Lord of the Rings video games, Return of the King, which was I think on PS3 and like Xbox. And I mean, I loved that game because you could, it was based off obviously the movie. And you could play through the characters like that, but when you beat the game, there was like an endless level where you could play like as Aragorn and Isildur, and you could run around and you kill orcs and fight Sauron, and it was really, really neat. So it's cool to see that. But we've got nearly 300 collections, I think, now of people sharing their stuff. So it's really exploding over like I said, over about the last 6 weeks or so. And I'm really hoping, obviously, with Comic-Con coming up and a chance to see a whole bunch of new collectibles, that'll help also push more members and stuff. So we're doing well.
Josh?
Do what now? I'm sorry.
Are you coming to Comic-Con?
Will I be at Comic-Con?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh yeah. I got my badge in the mail today, so I'm ready to go. it's always fun. I'll see Justin and everybody out there, so it's always a good time.
Justin's yelling from the back. He wants to see your badge.
I don't have it in the room with me. I did post. If Justin can find my Facebook page, I did take a picture and post the box. I won't post a picture of the badge because they'll
get mad about that.
A couple of years ago, people were doing that, and they were having their badge picture stolen and put on eBay.
Yeah.
And getting their badges canceled. The box is on. Took a picture of the box on Facebook, but I'm not ruining my Comic-Con experience. A month before I get a chance to get out there, at least.
That's good of you. Me and Trina will also both be at Comic-Con, so we'll actually get to meet you in person.
Oh, nice! That'll be awesome.
Super fun.
As far as the collecting and stuff, I'll ask you guys because I don't get a chance to do this very often. How many Lord of the Rings collectibles do you ladies have, and do you have a favorite collectible?
I've never counted how many things I have, but I've got a lot of Tolkien board games. I have a lot of pops. I have some jewelry that I've collected. I've got various toys like Gollum. I had all of the action figures when they came out around the Lord of the Rings releases as well.
Oh, the Toy Biz ones? Yeah.
I was like, and then I even have like promo items I've held on to. The line party that Warner Brothers did for the first Hobbit film out here, they gave out Hobbit gift wrap, which I have been hoarding. I was like, nobody gets their gift wrapped in this. This is just for me.
Not even me?
No, sorry.
That's rude.
That's
I
awesome.
think my favorite, let's see. Probably the new Pippin pop that came out, because Pippin is my heart.
Oh, very nice. Those pops are cool. And if they're the Comic-Con exclusives, they're always super hard to get.
Yes. Absolutely.
So that's never fun.
Awesome.
No, I was going to say I'm just a failure here. I can't claim to have anything Lord of the Rings collectible because I'm not a collector. But I was one of those people who, like Chelsea asked me quite some time ago, had you read the books? And I'm like, yeah, I read that shit in like 5th grade. Because I think she sometimes forgets how old I am.
No, I don't forget that at all. I read the books when I was young, too. It was required reading when I was a kid.
But the problem is I think I read the books before you were even born. So there's that. And then 80 years later come the movies, and I'm like, oh, people like
Which
these
now
things
this
other
means
than
that
us.
you are 96?
Pretty
That's
much.
Okay.
Yeah, oil of Olay people.
I will say for you, with not having much in the way of collectibles or not really collecting, if you, what she was talking about with the pops, those are a good thing for someone that might want to have a few things. Because, if you love the subject material that much, you could get a few of those, not take up a bunch of space, and have a cool collection, and do it for, $50. So it's I would suggest that. And then when you get some stuff, make sure you come and join the club and then show us that you went from 0 to a few things. And, you can share that experience.
Super fun. And as much as she says she doesn't collect things, she started to come to Comic-Cons, and she has little things. They're not related to anything specifically, but you have little things.
Yeah. Every now and then something will catch my eye, and I'm like, I want that. Like, for some reason, when I walked away from, WonderCon, with all the Black Panther pops. Everyone except Okoye. So sad.
She can't find the Okoye. She's
Nobody
looking for it
can
everywhere.
find Okoye.
Which I still think, Trina, if you're watching it and if you want to agree with me, I think she could play an amazing cosplay of Okoye. If you agree, you should let us know in the chat. But somebody just wrote that they ordered the Pippin Funko Pop, and they ordered it from a discount place recently, and they got sent a crappy pop from the TV show The 100 instead of their Pippin Lord of the Rings pop.
Oh, that's
I am
rude.
so sorry that happened.
That would be a bummer.
Yeah,
that would
definitely.
be a bummer.
What about you, Josh? What's your favorite?
I have kind of a whole broad range of stuff. Justin can probably show you a picture of my collection. I think he's probably got one saved someplace. I have a whole lot of stuff. Favorite piece, I have a custom piece that a guy I think he's in Spain. It's a custom red book. It's literally got, it's filled. It's not like just blank pages. A group of collectors several years ago got together and got screen captures from the movie. They found things that should have been in the book through various things that Tolkien had out there and stuff like that, the appendices, and they made an actual book, and he went through with calligraphy and does it and then the pages have been reprinted. So it's not obviously the original copy that was done by the custom person, but it's a leather-bound edition on the outside, super nice leather with silver emboss, and I think I spent like $500 on it.
Wow.
So that's probably my
beautiful,
favorite
though.
thing, because it's literally, I mean, it's like having Middle Earth right there, and it's not. I mean, but it's different than, say, when you buy something from Weta or Sideshow when they do stuff, which are absolutely fantastic. To get stuff from them, especially with Weta, because they were part of the movies. But the custom piece is a little bit special because it was a project put together by collectors. So that's probably my favorite. My favorite piece that was done by Weta, and actually part of the original line, was the original Balrog by Sideshow Weta. So that piece is one of my favorites.
Awesome.
That's funny. I was literally just thinking about, when talking about collectibles, I think the only thing I do have is that World of Weta book, the Tolkien, the Lord of the Rings World of Weta book.
I forgot you had that.
Huge, it's like 25 pounds.
Yeah, it
Man,
feels
that thing
like
is
it's 25
gorgeous.
pounds.
With all the designs and the sketches and the stories behind all the pieces. That's a thing.
I think cosplay and definitely apparel could be similar to collectible. I'm actually wearing, I don't know how well it shows up on the camera, a map of Middle Earth dress.
I noticed that right away. I was like, pretty sure that was the Middle Earth dress. I'm like, didn't want to necessarily say anything, because if I'm wrong, then I look kind of silly. But it's not that. I'm glad it was.
Justin wants to know if you think my dress is considered a collectible.
Yeah, I mean, it can be. I mean, I think with collectibles, it can really, especially depending on, I mean, Pez dispensers can be collectible. I mean, so it just kind of depends on how people approach it. I mean, it's unique.
I think it's about your personal style and taste. If you're a fashion person, then clothes do become collectible to you, right?
Well, not just that, but you don't see stuff like that very often. So someday, whoever the manufacturer is may decide to stop making them. So then there may not be very many of that dress out there. So yeah, theoretically, it could very easily be a collectible. I mean, I would say it has the potential to be, if people don't consider it now to be one.
For sure, especially nowadays with the amount of like limited edition couture lines coming out from like Hot Topic and Her Universe and all of these other clothing lines that are making nerdy apparel. I definitely think it could be a collectible item. The other thing that I have on is it's a Hobbit door necklace. It's a little Hobbit door that actually opens up, so it's a locket. I'll try to open it. But yeah, that's one of my other little collectibles.
Oh, random fun fact. I don't think you knew this. A friend of mine, Claudia.
Mm-hmm.
Claudia and her husband went on their finally went on their honeymoon, and they went to, take a wild guess.
New Zealand?
Fuck yeah. And they did the entire tour.
Oh, I want to do it so bad.
Tour.
I know we have a bunch of people that tune in from New Zealand that are locals that always tell me when I say I haven't been that I have to go out, and I'm dying to do it. One day. Somebody thinks that they heard Cliff in the background. No, that was just JC. If you've tuned in on other moments to the show, JC's our Tolkien noob that pops his head in here and there. And thank you to everybody saying that you love my dress. Very kind. Well, Josh, is there anything else on the collectible side that you need to tell us?
I just want to. I'll let you ladies have fun, and I'll get out of here out of your hair in just a second. Just kind of recap real quick. The contest that we're running right now. We have. Speaking of Funko Pops, one of the prizes is a tree beard. We have a small Weta ring wraith. And Justin has these massive Hobbit banners. He probably can describe them better. Exactly, that one right there.
It's the tree beard right here, if you can see it in the camera.
So we have those. Contest ends June 29th, so basically 10 days from now. You have to be a member of the club to win. If you're already a member of the club, you're entered, so you're good. We want people to, obviously, like I said, when I told you guys, you ladies, at the beginning, come join, share whatever, as you get some Funko Pops and expand a collection and create one. You share your stuff, share a picture of the dress, all that kind of stuff, and let's I want to see what you guys have. You can join the club, like I said, through the website. We up at the very top, there's a link to the page, the different videos that we put on Facebook, both either through reviews or stuff that Justin has put on there. There's always descriptions. We've tweeted it out. We've got it on Facebook. I'm super excited by it. We're going to do some stuff with the club at Comic-Con, live videos and things like that. So we're ready to kind of push this out even further, and we're not really happy with 2,700 members because we want to get more. And
yeah, we need a couple million, don't we?
Do what now? I'm sorry.
I said we need a couple million members, don't we?
Honestly, I would love something like that, just because, like I said, I know what I look like and sound like doing videos and stuff all the time. I want to see other people talk about stuff because
and I know there's plenty of us out there. And everybody, like, most of the time your collection is just something you see in your own home and you don't get to share it unless you have that occasional house party over. I was like, now we can actually share it with other people that love and appreciate it as much as we do. So, yeah, everybody, if you haven't signed up, go ahead to the website.
Well, and that's the thing. That's the center of it.
Yeah.
So, I think that's it. I'll get out of your ladies' hair. I do want to, one final thing. I do want to thank the folks at Gemmer for being so awesome to work with. They've been really fantastic. Hope everybody comes and joins. And like I said, I'll get out of your ladies' hair, and you guys have a good show, okay?
Thanks so much, and we'll see you at Comic-Con.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Awesome. All right, Trina, it's just you and me now and a bunch of lovely people in these chat rooms. It looks like we've got Facebook going and we've got YouTube in front of us. If you guys have any questions for us, talk to us. We're reading your comments as they come in. But first, Trina, let's hear a little bit about you. Everyone's met me. They know what I love about Tolkien. It's been a while since you've read the books. I was like, but you've also seen all the films. Like, what do you appreciate about everything? Just the stuffed figure of Gandalf. That's it.
That's what I appreciate. Who does not appreciate this?
He's cute. Do you literally mean the plushie?
Yeah.
Or, okay. Yeah.
That's Gandalf too, because he's he's genius. But yeah, come on, people. But
it is adorable. I think this is Frodo hiding over here. Is it Frodo or is it Bilbo? It's Bilbo. Yep. Yes.
That's my guy over there. I don't know. I remember when the movies first came out, big old deal. Saw it in the theaters, and first when the movies came out, I can honestly say I can remember a damn thing about the books because I read them like 20 years prior or whatever. So seeing it on the screen, and then little bits and pieces would come back, I was like, oh yeah, that's what my childhood looked, sounded, and theoretically smelled like. Because that was just...
Did the visuals actually match up to like the memories in your head?
It did.
Awesome.
I mean, a little bolder, a little more, because, come on, Viggo, really? He didn't look like that in my head in the book, so upgrade, folks, real upgrade. But yeah, because I'm the youngest child of 3. I'm the only girl, so I spent a lot of time reading. So that was my stuff. So that was my little fantasy world. And it's nice to see your fantasy world come to life in film on a big screen, so you can. It's just,
especially in a way that actually feels pure to what you remember.
Yeah, and it was true to form. It was true to life. I mean, I couldn't remember exactly, chapter and verse, but when the story came, I was like, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. And then Viggo was really cute, so there's that.
Awesome. Do you have, I guess you said Gandalf already. Is Gandalf your favorite character?
Gandalf is definitely my favorite character because I like characters like his who are not necessarily perfect, but they're wise and learned and there's always some mystery going on with Gandalf. He's never telling you the full story. You have to figure it out on your own some of the way. But I love that character because to me, he's wisdom. And wisdom is strength, and I'm an old-fashioned kind of girl that way, so there's that. But I don't know who your character is.
Plus, he's a wizard.
He's a wizard.
Wizards are cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't need to be anything more detailed than that. Pippin has always been my heart, as I said. A lot of people think I'm crazy. Even my best friend yells at me that he destroyed everything in the movie and that the questing would have been much easier had he just not existed.
It's true, but
but he's a fool of a toque, and I love him. And Billy Boyd did a great job, and Billy has an amazing voice, and that really added to it. Apparently, a lot of people agree with you on Viggo as well in the chat room. Everyone hurts Viggo.
Let's see. Yeah.
To those of you that are fans of Viggo out there, who saw Captain Fantastic, and what do you think? Justin's raising his hand. Justin, by the way, everyone is hearing you shouting out, and they're all saying hi to you. He's just waving now instead of talking, so he says hi.
So they've also gotten to know a little bit about me and my fandoms from the various months that I've been up here with Cliff. What about you? What else are you nerdy about? Like,
Okay, so this could be a big old getting to know you session. I don't know, you told them that I'm the music editor for High Voltage?
yes, well,
Did you tell you
I
that?
definitely said that you're very knowledgeable about music. She is the music editor for High Voltage. She's also one of our on-camera hosts, and Trina comes to Comic-Con with me for High Voltage magazine, which is my publication. We interview all of the cast of the various film and TV shows that are there every year. It's a lot of fun.
So my thing, I mean, other than music, which is where my nerd heart lives, and I honestly wish like Comic-Con, I think me and Kristen may have had this conversation that we would love to see the day where music gets integrated into Comic-Con, like actually, because there are
Like actual concerts?
like actual concerts,
Okay.
like or
Because
you'll
you
have-
do see like Yoshiki and My Chemical Romance and stuff with their comics at
yeah,
Comic-Con.
but then you have lots of actors and actresses who might be musical, like Scarlett Johansson can sing. Bring that chick out and have her sing the thing
Or
to the
what's
Avengers.
his name from House?
Hugh
Laurie.
who just released an album, by the way. No, he did that a couple years ago.
Or even
It's-
Grey Worm.
It's Jeff Goldblum who just
Oh
released
yes,
an
Jeff
album.
Goldblum has a new jazz album.
Yeah, that's happening.
We love Jeff
Yeah.
Goldblum.
Whom I might see this weekend at Arroyo Seco.
That's
hopefully.
exciting. And speaking of Jeff Goldblum, Jurassic World is coming out soon, and I brought a little friend. Everybody can see this is Blue, and let's see if we can get him to purr. Hold on. I'm gonna put the mic to him. Don't know if everybody heard that, but Blue just purred for you. But we'll do a big old roar as well.
Yes.
So Blue is my buddy today, because we're excited for Jurassic World coming out this Friday. Anybody else excited? Somebody said,
Your cat's name is Pippin? Kay?
"Oh, that's amazing, Kaylin." Yeah,
That's
I love it.
excellent.
Oh yes, that's a perfect name for a kitty. But Pippin's Sirius, as in Sirius Black, like Harry Potter, because Harry Potter is my favorite. Not Harry Potter. Sirius Black is my favorite character in Harry Potter as well.
You're so confusing me right now.
Why?
Because it just went from one to one. I'm still focused on the fact that your cat's
Cat is
named
named
Pippin.
All right.
Because I wish I had a cat.
Well, there's that.
I don't know what else I can tell you about me. My
Have they
puppy's
announced who is
name
replacing
is
Hardwick
Lillian.
at a lot of the panels? I didn't know Hardwick was being replaced. I missed a memo somewhere. I'm happy for it. He moderates everything, and you get a little tired of it at some point. Well, people are excited for Jurassic World. I actually saw it, by the way, last week, for those of you watching. I thought Jurassic World was kind of meh, the first one. Fallen Kingdom, I really liked, and it sets it up for the next installment in like a brilliant plot point that I'm so excited for.
Is this going to be
It's a trilogy.
it's going to keep on the trilogy thing?
Yes.
Okay. It's fine. It's whatever.
Did you talk about, I know you're a DC fan. You love Batman.
I do.
Mm-hmm. You love Game of Thrones. You wanted to see more music
Yeah.
in Comic-Con.
I would love to see more music on Comic-Con. I'd love to see them bring, artists, actors, musicians, whatever. And especially because, music supervision is a great thing. One of my favorite things about, like, say, the Lucifer television show that just got picked up, thank
By
God.
Netflix. Thanks, Netflix.
Season 4 on Netflix. One of my favorite things about Lucifer is that the show uses music incredibly. Whoever their music supervisor is.
Oh, yeah, that
picks
was one of my first draws to it.
incredible music.
Agreed.
Every episode. And one of the things that I love about music and film, the way it ties in, is that that's a way that a lot of people discover songs, discover an artist.
Absolutely.
Or you might hear something that you haven't heard for 20 years. In Lucifer, they used the Beastie Boys. There was, old Outkast.
It really makes me feel
James
old when
Brown.
you talk about
Well,
Outkast and Beastie Boys
because,
being 20 years ago.
Beastie Boys are...
I mean,
You
they even go 30 years back now. I think that,
Yeah.
did they get inducted into the Hall of Fame yet?
That I'm not sure.
I don't remember.
If not,
You
then
have to be
that should
25
be happening.
years.
That should be happening soon. But yeah, that's one of my favorite things is the interaction between music and media. And it helps people discover an artist or a band. And
It brings
if it's
people
used
closer
really
together.
well, and if it's used really well, it makes a movie or a TV show so much better.
Absolutely.
Because didn't you have, wasn't someone on here talking about the score or the soundtrack for Lord of the Rings?
I'm sure we've talked
Last
about
week?
it at some point.
And I didn't know that was happening because I would have loved to hear that and also heard some of the soundtrack again because I haven't listened to that in ages. But I've listened to like the Game of Thrones score. The Game of Thrones score is amazing.
It is amazing.
Amazing.
I actually used part of that score this past weekend for a murder mystery, the murder mystery that you were at.
Oh, that was the
Part of it was Game of Thrones.
doom and gloom going on.
Yep.
Okay. There you go.
I hosted my first murder mystery party this past Sunday at my friend's parents' house in Bel Air, and Trina was one of our guests at the party.
And I solved the murder.
Yeah, she was one of 3 people that got it right. I was very
Only
impressed
3.
with her.
How many were there? 16?
There was 20 people
20
playing.
people.
Yeah. It's
There
all
you
right.
go.
You were also one of the few that was sober, so maybe there's that.
Oh, you noticed. Oh.
Oh, Caitlin, it is serious, but Caitlin, you and me, we're going to be best friends. I can just feel it already. It's great.
Serious. Okay. I'm sorry, folks. I have to get into the habit of reading and trying to talk at the same time. My cat's name is Pocket. That's Sarah.
Looks like we have lots of cat lovers today. Oh, so the memo about Hardwick is he got accused of abuse by his ex. So he stepped away.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
So he's kind of hashtag Me Too movement then.
Yeah.
Interesting. It says he stepped away from the panels. Does anybody know, did he step away from the Nerdist altogether?
He did.
Oh.
I do believe they actually removed him from the website.
That's how did I
It's
miss
like they
that
just
piece of
erased
news?
him.
They just erased him from
Erased
time.
him, yeah.
Chris Hardwick does not exist.
Yeah. That never happened.
That's a very, very large piece of news that I somehow missed in the middle of
Yeah.
everything that we're doing.
Yeah. So there's that.
Also, for those of you that are chatting with us and watching, we'd love to hear about anything else that you guys love. Like, what else are you watching? I mean, it's not entirely dead in the Tolkien world in terms of news. I know we've got the biopic coming out that I'm really excited about. We've got a new series on Amazon, which I'm really looking forward to. I love all of these original series that are popping up on Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, etc., Crackle. I mean, they're everywhere. There's just too much of it coming out every week to where you can't really keep up and it's hard to filter. So I'd love recommendations of what anybody's been watching that I should put at the top of my list. But yeah, can't wait for the Amazon series. I think you looked into it a little bit today.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's not a whole lot out there. I know I can't tell you guys anything that you don't already know, but I'm kind of curious how they're gonna. I mean, I think it's kind of ambitious to say, boom, it's going to be a 5-season series. I mean,
would we cast any of those people as Aragorn besides
Aragorn.
Viggo, who's already been cast? So Justin has just put a shot in front of us of a bunch of actors. We have
Wow.
to take a moment to consider this. I do want to acknowledge Peter. You left a comment in the chat that you're happy to see I'm not invisible tonight. I posted something on Twitter the other day that said, have you ever felt like you're just invisible to the world? And the only people that responded were OneRing.netters. And I love all of you dearly, and thank you so much for that. And thanks for seeing me on the chat.
Somebody loves Riverdale.
There's a lot of Riverdale conversation going on there. I'm with, I can't even read the name above Sarah's on there.
Sarah
Aruana? Sure.
I hope I said that right.
If we got it wrong, I'm sorry. I agree. I've seen Riverdale and I had no interest in it. I could not. You love Riverdale, Justin?
Okay. We know. FYI, we do cover Riverdale on the website.
On High Voltage, yes, we do. And we've done a lot of interviews with the cast as well. We have video interviews.
Yeah, they're fun to interview.
Yes. I especially love Cole Sprouse, and we used to be at Meltdown often for even OneRing.net when we did Torn Tuesdays. It was out of Meltdown, and Cole Sprouse used to work at Meltdown Comics, which is a fun little fact.
Oh, bless his heart. But since we cover Riverdale on the website, I tend to edit the content. I've never seen an episode of Riverdale, but I have had to read
you know every single thing that's going on.
Amanda's recaps. And I'm reading the stuff that's going on. I'm like, what the it's going on?
It's like Young and the Restless drama, right?
It's Young and the Restless. It's Buffy the Vampire Slayer minus the vampires, because there's like the Black Hood, whatever's going on with that dude.
And the South Side Serpents or something. And
and a little Grease.
Yeah, or West Side Story. Yeah.
Yeah.
Justin, this graphic that you've put up here, Richard Madden, I would totally love to see him as Aragorn.
Okay, so our choices are Not Vigo, because he's already done
Yeah,
it.
we're not going to include Vigo because it's already been done.
We've
obviously.
got
No, he could be, but if we're going out of imaginary list of anybody,
right.
like
Plus, he's supposed to be playing early.
yeah, like a younger
Early
Vigo,
Aragorn,
and Vigo is now a lot older than he was when he originally played Aragorn.
So some of the choices he put up there for us are Shia LaBeouf.
No,
And that's a hell no. We're going to go with that.
Cole
Cole
Sprouse
Sprouse is actually here.
no.
Cillian Murphy would be
Cillian would be
interesting.
really interesting.
And Alex Sarsgaard, too.
I kind of like Sebastian Stan. I'm not entirely sure if it would work, but I just also love Sebastian Stan.
Yeah, I dig him, too, but I'm not sold on him as being Aragorn.
Really?
Number one, I would have a hard time. I don't know. Like,
I
you
mean-
had a hard time when you were watching... You saw something.
Han Solo?
You saw Han Solo, and
yeah.
you couldn't get...
Okay, so
Yeah.
Alden, who I think, was he on this list? Yeah, Alden's there for Solo. I can't see, I watched Solo. I watched every single minute of it. In the entire movie, I went, you're not Harrison Ford. You're not Harrison
And
Ford.
you were like, you're
not.
Daenerys.
And yeah, and the same with Emilia Clarke. And I was like, Mother of Dragons, what are you doing here? Like, I couldn't get past it. And I was like, I mean, you dyed your hair. Good try. And that's actually her natural hair color, and she looks better with darker hair. But I don't know. I couldn't get past that.
Yeah, I'd have that same problem with Sebastian Stan because to
I can
me
see
he
that
is the
because he's Winter Soldier. For me, I've loved Sebastian since before he moved into Marvel, and if he moved into the Tolkien fandom, he would be in my 3 favorite things because he plays the Mad Hatter in Once Upon a Time, which is my all-time favorite Disney character. Then he's in Marvel, which is my favorite out of DC and Marvel. And out of all the comic book companies.
Fine, Sebastian Stan gets the damn job.
And then Tolkien. I mean, it would make me happy. But I just don't know if he can play the Aragorn that is in my mind. Oh no, he does. He looks exactly like young Luke.
That's doable.
JC's in the background shouting about how Sebastian Stan looks oddly similar to a young Luke Skywalker, and that's where he should go.
I feel like somewhere on the internet, I feel like maybe sometime last year there was that side by side.
They've done it. They've done the
comparison.
side by side on the internet.
So we're just gonna X Sebastian for other things. We love him. We're just gonna use him for other things.
Oh, what about that Zac Efron? What do you think?
Zach, too clean cut.
Totally. He's
Grant-
still too Disney, no matter what he does now.
Grant Gustin might work. Grant Gustin from The Flash. If he grows some facial hair, that might work.
I haven't seen Flash. I've got no opinion on that
But
one.
I would really like Richard Madden.
Madden?
Robb
Me too.
Stark. That
I would love
work for
Richard
me.
Madden.
That would work for me. I don't know why you even put
Adam
Adam Driver
Driver
up here. That's just a hell.
Kylo
so
Ren.
hell no.
That would be like including Finn Jones, like the guy that plays Iron Fist. Which I love Finn Jones. Don't get me wrong. I was like, but he's
Iron
not
Fist
right.
sucked balls. I'm just saying. Iron Fist sucked so many balls.
Season 2 coming out soon.
Woo! Can't wait.
Speaking of season 2 coming out very soon, this Friday, Luke Cage season 2.
Oh yeah, and he's got issues. He's got a problem.
What problem?
Have you seen the preview?
No, I haven't seen the preview.
Somebody draws blood, and that's a problem.
Oh.
That's a problem.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now, is season 2 set after season 1 or after Defenders?
I believe it's
You can literally
after
see her
Defenders.
working the
I believe
timeline.
it's after Defenders because we're dealing with Mama. What's her face again? She's still on. God, kill that woman. Sorry. Alfre Woodard, you're great, but your character gets on my nerves. Kill that woman.
Oh, would be a good Aragorn or Legolas. Oh, yeah. Wait, I mean, Legolas options would be interesting as well. Maybe... Oh, I don't know. Just somebody said Brendan would be a good option for a young Legolas, and I was just like, if we were going to include that, like, I could see that. Very active chat. I love it today.
Like I said, I have to remember to pay attention to the chat because you folks are actually saying interesting things.
Well, that's because Tolkien fans are interesting people. Riz from Rogue One. I barely even remember him in Rogue One.
Diego? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
We're going to have a conversation about diversity now.
No. Diego?
No, we're not going to have it. I'm just
No,
kidding.
no.
I know, I'm kidding.
But Diego, I'm just going to go no.
Who
He doesn't
is
do it for
Diego?
me. Diego Luna?
From where?
He was in before Rogue One.
You don't mean episode 3. You mean Force Awakens, right?
Force Awakens, right.
Who was he in Force Awakens?
The Jedi Knight. Oh, God, help us. God, help us.
Jason. Oh, Cass.
Thank
Okay,
you.
okay, thank you. Yeah, not a Jedi.
Pilot something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. A fly guy. Right.
Okay.
Thank you.
There we
This is
go.
why we have these people around.
Yeah,
'cause
that's
we
why
don't know
JC is here.
shit.
Jurassic Park is on tonight. You should watch Jurassic Park. I like that.
Oh, somebody said something about Grace Vanderwall. Oh, she's amazing.
Yes, if you guys want to talk music things, Trina is our expert. There's also I just discovered, Trina knew that if anyone watches Game of Thrones, the actor who plays Grey Worm is a phenomenal musician.
Yeah. He's got an album, put out an album last year. And it's R&B, kind of, I want to say alt R&B, but more like electronic R&B, but the dude's got voice. The dude has got so much voice. And yeah, I guess you just found out yesterday because somebody here was playing the record.
Yeah, Zach, who was hiding in the kitchen, I believe, right? Oh, no, he's over there. Zach was playing the album.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, we're talking about you.
And apparently he played his very first show, not just first LA show, but first US
United
show.
States show, yeah.
Last year at the Troubadour, which I couldn't get in because it was sold out like crazy. But apparently he went.
Yeah.
Bless his heart.
I did. Wait, which one did I go to?
Raleigh Ritchie.
Richie's show.
Yes.
Grey Worm.
Show was so good.
But he fell off the stage. Why did he fall off the stage? Tell me why.
He
Everybody,
was.
this is Zach.
Hi, everyone. I don't know. Is there a TV? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, no, he was obviously sort of new to the venue. Obviously, it's the first show in America. And he just got real hyped, was jumping around, trying to get the crowd hyped up, like kind of in between songs. It was right before he did I Can Change, I think. And he just fell off the side of the stage. He was like rocking an air guitar and collapsed. But then he popped back up like a champ, like Grey Worm would, popped up on stage and just kept going. And I think he asked most of the crowd if anyone would send him the videos of it. Like, it was,
Now I have to go find that on
he's such
YouTube.
a trooper. I
Yeah.
love that kid.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a great show. The whole show in general was amazing.
And his album's one of your top albums of last year, right?
Yes, You're a Man Now Boy came out in 2016, and it was my album of 2016, 100%. It's one of the best albums I've ever listened to, front
It's
to back.
really good. Don't you
Yeah.
love it when artists, actors surprise you and can sing? And nobody
Absolutely.
knew it because he's doing this under that's a pseudonym. That's not his real name.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So nobody
I
knows
actually,
it's him.
no offense to him in the show, but like he could die off in the show anytime. I don't care because as a musician, he is game changing.
Right.
As an actor, he's doing good.
And actually, that's his thing. He started out in music, just kind of fell into acting and Grey Worm to pay the bills. So
Yeah.
what he's doing that you love so much is what he really wants to do. So maybe he'll keep doing it.
I'm so excited. I know he's working on new music. I follow him on all social medias. He's always hinting at dropping new things. Because he had like a short EP that dropped, but I need more. I need all of it.
Right on.
Fun fact about Zach while he's here is he's also a massive Tolkien nerd.
That I am.
Yeah.
Yes.
He even has Elvish on his back. I've seen it.
No, you don't.
I do have an Elvish tattoo. It was my first tattoo. Got it when I was a little tyke. I was like 15.
Wow.
Don't tell my dad.
I will have to inspect this tattoo.
Lord of the Rings is what taught me to appreciate fantasy and literature. When I was a young child, I never got read like Berenstain Bears and like young kid books. My dad read me from the beginning. I was read The Hobbit and then Lord of the Rings, and by the time I was 7 or 8 years old, I had already read all of them, and I was in like second grade trying to figure out how the Silmarillion works. Turns out when I read it years later, I had no idea what I was reading because it's the most confusing thing ever. But it let me leave this world and go to a place that magic was real, and because of that, because of Lord of the Rings, today I'm a writer, I'm a creator, and I do the things that I do because that sort of show or that world that I could live in inspired me to really want to live in a better world, a different world, and a world where magic is real and exciting and fun.
Just like I said, when I read it, it was that neat little fantasy that was just blocked everything out.
Yeah. It still is today. I still play like Lord of the Rings online when I get sad because I'm just like, let's go. I'm having a bad day. I'm gonna be an elf today. Like that makes everything better.
So what race within Lord of the Rings would you be if you could be a character in Lord of the Rings? Like, would you be a hobbit? Would you be an elf? Like,
I mean, I'm a man of the West. I'm pure Dunedain all day.
okay.
I know. They're gonna be brought back, you know. Aragorn had a kid afterwards. We don't know much about him. You know, I'll go be that. I will audition for that role. Like let's
We
make
have
a
cast him.
How about
post
Zach
Aragorn.
as young Aragorn?
There you go. Everybody
down.
vote for Zach.
Yeah.
But
maybe.
can you speak Elfish?
I could speak some Elvish when I was younger, but you have to commit. You have to really, really commit. Yeah, it is difficult. I was telling you stories about some people are just really dive into it, and you'll meet some people that can. I mean, they know all of them. Like they'll sit there and they're like, "Yeah, you know the int? Oh, you don't know how to speak int?" It's like, dude, you just like moan through the trees. I don't understand. But people practice. It's wild. There's a lot of interesting and confusing people out there that really get into it, and I don't have the time. I barely know English. I'm basically illiterate, so I assume I would struggle with Elvish as well.
Honesty from Zach.
Yeah.
That's
you know.
beautiful.
Terrible writer, it seems, obviously. You know, an illiterate writer, it turns out.
Okay. At some point, I am going to insist on saying that tattoo, though. Just
That's fair.
putting that out there.
All right, we'll turn this thing to PG-13.
Yeah,
Start showing
right.
some clothes.
Ow! Well, thanks for joining us, Zach, for a brief moment while he goes back and does things in the kitchen and behind the bar. And he's making drinks for our game nights. Fantastic. If you guys are in the Los Angeles area, every Monday night, High Voltage hosts a game night right here at Scum and Villainy. We theme it, so like this coming Monday, June 25th, is our Jurassic Park, Jurassic World night. We get the studios involved, we get game companies involved, we have awesome raffle prizes, we bring thematic games, people dress up, it's super fun. There's a little bit of feedback going on in the mic. That's
I thought
fun.
that was you.
Just me coming out of me?
Yeah.
I just ping now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
My bad.
It's a new skill I've been working on. I'm glad you noticed.
My bad. Let's see.
What's going on
So
in the
did we come to the conclusion that
But-
Zach's going to play Aragorn?
Oh, sure. Yes.
Okay.
Zach is Aragorn. That's fantastic.
Done.
That's
Screw you, Sebastian Stan.
a couple of other people played Lord of the Rings online as well, Zach. There you go. Otherwise, still Richard Madden.
All right.
So Comic-Con coming up in just like 3 weeks. And we talked a little bit about Josh, that he's coming out and whatnot. I know they haven't released the schedule and much hasn't come out yet, but is there anything you're hoping to see at Comic-Con?
Yeah. It is 2018, right?
I think so. Last time I
So we
checked.
still have at least 250 days
Till
before
the next Game of Thrones. I knew that's
So
where you were
there's
going.
not a Game of Thrones panel.
Yeah.
We got issues.
Yes. I want the Game of Thrones activation to come back too. That is
Yeah,
always
that was
well
fun.
done.
That was fun. What did we get? Oh,
Your
my
tote bag that you have
Where's
here
my
right
bag?
now. Game of Thrones takes over a little gallery space across the street from the Omni Hotel and Gaslamp in San Diego. And they've done this every year for the last at least 5 years that I've seen. And they bring in props from the film and outfits and all sorts of fun stuff. And they always have fun photo ops. There was one year, though, that was so great. They did a green screen where you could be riding a dragon, like so you're Khaleesi. And I was wearing green pants on a green screen photo.
worked out
So I
well.
had no lower half of my body in the photo. It looked like the dragon ate my legs. It was fantastic.
Then what was it last year? The last year, the activation we were
Oh, yes, that
God,
thing.
we were the men. We were the we were the Night's Watch. Remember we were the
when
Night's
when
Watch.
we went up in the elevator, the
No,
VR
we
thing?
were back to back, and we did
Oh, right, the swords,
the
right? And we were
swords,
fighting
yeah.
the White Walkers off. That was fun.
fighting off the White Walkers. We got in our Jon Snow garb. That was cool. We took our obligatory picture on the throne.
Yes.
All of
Which we do
Team
every
High
year.
Voltage on the throne.
Yeah, we did Team
we
High
did.
Voltage on the Iron Throne, and then we all took single photos on Khaleesi's throne.
Khaleesi's throne, the
Yeah.
stone throne. But that bag that I held up last year, we got that filled with
An exclusive Funko Pop of the Night
the
King.
Night King. Real
Mhm. We got a
dark
t-shirt.
blue Night King t-shirt, wine. There were supposed to be bottles of wine.
There was wine in there? Did I miss
Well,
this?
those were the bags that people
Oh.
actually got.
We don't drink. We don't
Yeah.
need the wine. It's fine.
But yeah, we got Game of Thrones activation is always fun.
Somebody said they're still not prepared for all the deaths when Game of Thrones comes back. Listen, it's coming, okay?
Number one, what is it? 8 episodes only.
Yep.
Each episode's going to be like 8 hours long because the season is so short. Nobody's going to live.
So basically, Thanos is coming to... Yeah.
Done.
And everyone's dead.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, only half of them.
See, Stephanie feels my pain. She's with me on this. Hopefully Mother of Dragons dies. Really, Sarah? That's cold.
I love that somebody
cold.
became a Tolkien fan when Lego made sets. That's such a fascinating way to get into the fandom.
But
I
the
love
Lego,
it.
like Lego?
Yeah.
Oh, it's fine, Sarah. You can hate her.
I
You're
also
not the only one.
I have a friend that was proposed to. Her and her husband now are giant Tolkien fans, and when he sent her on a quest for the engagement, and the last piece of the quest was a Lego Gandalf holding the ring. Isn't that a cute proposal?
That's kind of cute. That's a lot of effort. He must. Wow.
I was like, that's a good man right there. Mm-hmm. I'm waiting for Outlander to return. Seriously, Kaylin, you and me, we're like this.
almost wore
Wait,
my
Billy
Outlander
Boyd
shirt.
is going to be in the
Yes.
upcoming season of.
You didn't know
How
that?
did I not know this, Billy? Congratulations. That's amazing. I'm really excited. It's perfect for
That's
him.
one of
He's
the reasons
Scottish.
I almost wore my Outlander shirt today because
You
he's.
should have. I've
I
talked
know.
about Outlander with these people that are tuned in often. Like, there's a lot of us out here that love Outlander.
Sorry, I should have wore it. I picked it up. I put it on. I took it off. I put this back on. I'm sorry.
I am
My bad.
hoping for an Outlander panel at Comic-Con with
Yeah.
teaser for the upcoming season, obviously. This show is so good. So good.
So what? Okay, Outlander for you, Game of Thrones for me. What else?
I've heard rumors that there's going to be an Iron Fist panel. And as much as you don't like Iron Fist, I still love Iron Fist.
You know, it can only go up. That it really, well, theoretically anything can get worse, but it really technically should not get any worse than it was the first season. So I'm gonna hope for the best. I wouldn't mind an Iron Fist panel. I just want them to do better.
Yes,
I
I
just want it
definitely.
better.
I mean, I saw what everybody complained about with Iron Fist with Finn Jones, the angst, the teenage like.
annoyingness.
Yeah, exactly. Like he just had this like teenage mentality that he couldn't get past, and like it for somebody that's supposed to be able to channel his chi, he should be a little bit more put together.
Yeah, your chi's just all over the place, dude.
Yeah, little chi over here, pick up some over there. It's fine. What else do I want to see at Comic-Con this year? I mean, a lot of our usuals I feel like got canceled. Like there won't be a Once Upon a Time panel this year, which is been one of my staples for the last several years. I'm excited to see if Warner Brothers does anything with Fantastic Beasts. I'm really excited for the upcoming Fantastic Beasts movie.
What else is coming?
I like this. Is it Jean or Jeanne? I'm not sure if I got your name wrong, but spoiler
Jean.
alert. Everyone dies and Jon Snow still knows
Still
nothing.
knows nothing.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, pretty much. What were you saying? Wordy. Game of Thrones is so wordy. Wordy? I'm not sure what that means. But there was a lot of dialogue, so I'm going to go with that. I can't think of anything else because we don't have the schedule, so we have no idea what is coming up on Comic-Con. But at the very least,
there might be more MCU news, although I've heard Disney's not bringing anything Marvel to Comic-Con, which is frustrating.
And we're still maybe we're less than a year away from Wonder Woman 2, right?
I actually haven't paid attention to that, but
Okay.
it sounds about right.
They are currently filming, and we just got the first shot of Steve Rogers because it's a pre, and it's like, what, Steve? Why are you here? Because you're dead.
Interesting.
Okay, but yeah, apparently he's in it.
Speaking of actors in other franchises that you can't get past, Professor Lupin being in Wonder Woman, that was really throwing me off.
Seriously?
Yes, seriously. I don't like typecasting, but it happens.
I don't know. I'm kind of looking forward to it though, since it's supposed to be the period of Wonder Woman that I'm most familiar with, like the TV show.
Okay.
Linda Carter, 70s, blah blah blah. And I hope there was a rumor. I don't know if it's true, but there was a rumor that they might sneak Linda Carter in there. That would be epic.
That would be pretty
That
cool.
would be kind of epic.
I really like what they've been doing with Wonder Woman in general. It was a really well done film, and I feel like a lot of the DC films have fallen short. And sorry,
It's been difficult.
yeah, it's hard
been
to
difficult.
step up to those Kevin Feige shoes.
You know, as much as I love DC and I grew up reading the comics, and I preferred, it was like, to me, where the comics were concerned, you had Marvel and you had DC. To me, Marvel was the National League of Baseball. DC was the American League. I favored the American National League because they didn't have a designated hitter. So they were the better of the two. You were still okay, but Marvel was top notch. But I have my favorite in the DC line, and Batman was, just like everybody, a lot of people, Batman was that staple. Superman is that staple. You grew up watching the comics. You grew up watching the cartoons, but Jesus Christ, I still cannot get past that Martha thing in Batman and Superman.
Wait, what?
When they fought,
Is this like the recent?
yeah, the Batman versus
I
Superman.
didn't see the recent one.
Oh,
I basically
man.
I gave up on the DC films. Like I just reached this mark where I was just like I can't
I'm sorry.
anymore.
Every time I think about that, that just makes me so mad. He's pounding away on Superman, and then Superman utters the word Martha, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh God, because both of your mother's names are Martha. Then that just stops everything, and all of a sudden it's just the stupidest plot device I ever saw. Whoever wrote that needs to be slapped and never make a DC movie again.
Oh man!
It
Did
was
you
bad.
see that? Apparently, Linda Carter lives right next to where they're filming the new Wonder Woman.
See? It's so happening. It is so happening. Where does she live?
I don't know.
Where does
Sarah,
she live?
you seem to have intel. You should let us know. Oh, yeah, everybody. What the? I can't. Yeah, pretty much DC. I'm
sorry.
tired of superhero movies. Interesting.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to ask, okay, if you're tired of superhero movies, so what would you want to see? What would you see more of? What do you want to see more of?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, theoretically, you can never not make a superhero movie. There's so much material. You can make a superhero movie forever. Doesn't mean they'll be good, but you can keep making them. So
And
if
there's
you're
plenty
tired
of characters
those,
and stuff they've never even like touched
Yeah.
for, and even the big franchises.
But then there were some great surprises. I would have never seen making a Deadpool movie. When we went to Comic-Con and they were on that balcony,
Yep.
and that's the first time I realized they were making a Deadpool movie. I was like, are you shitting me? Serious?
And they did really good
And
with it,
it's
actually.
great.
Yeah.
But that would have never crossed my mind of all the characters to pull. But that was a great choice. It was so out of the blue.
Well, speaking of superhero things, it's been a minute since I've been on here, so I didn't even really get to talk about Infinity War. And there's so many great crossovers in Marvel into our Tolkien love. You know, we had Kate Blanchett in Ragnarok, and Benedict is Doctor Strange, and I mean, we've got Martin Freeman and Andy Serkis in the Black Panther movie and various other titles. Like, I love seeing everybody come back together, but I'm just dying for some sort of Deadpool-like pop culture reference to come into play with Robert Downey and Benedict both playing Sherlock, and then something when like Doctor Strange comes into contact with Martin Freeman's character again, like
Somehow Josh Brolin is in two places at one
yeah,
time.
exactly. He's two different. He's not Cage. Oh my God, what's his name in Deadpool?
Cable.
Cable.
Yeah.
I was like, so he's Cable and he's Thanos, which at least Deadpool makes the reference in the film about like, okay, Thanos. I was like, but I kind of want MCU to get there at some point, or maybe even Deadpool has to appear in the MCU for that to happen, which would be a strange crossover. But Fox and Disney may become a new thing. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm still waiting for somebody to do X-Men justice, because that's a sore spot.
You weren't happy with the X-Men movies.
I own all the X-Men movies. I think you know that.
Yeah.
I own them on DVD because
Yep.
that's how old I am. But I own them because they were all I had. I own them because that's the only portrayal of Phoenix that I have. Storm sucked. I love Halle Berry, but Storm is terrible. Somebody needs to do that woman justice. Hook her up with Black Panther. Get that together as the way it's supposed to be, even if it's just for 5 minutes.
So we need to get Ryan Coogler to direct, maybe.
Something. I hated Rogue's character. because she was insipid. She was
I'm
whiny.
kind of like, I like the X-Men movies were all very, okay, take it or leave it for me, but I'm kind of excited for Dark Phoenix.
I love Dark Phoenix because I remember so clearly at the end of the X-Men movie, I'm seeing it in the theater, and they get to the part where Jean Grey is doing what she needs to do. She's lifting up the plane, she's spreading the water, she's sacrificing her life to save everybody. And all of a sudden, in the middle of it, you see her eyeball. I'm looking at the screen, and I see the flame pop up in her eyeball, and I sat up so hard in the theater. I was like, Phoenix. And I looked around, I was like, did anybody just see what I saw? Did you just see what I just saw? I was like, holy shit, it's Phoenix. That's how I feel about the X-Men. So that's why I would like Marvel to take over.
So Kevin Feige needs to jump in on the X-Men side
And
of it. is
didn't
what
I
you're saying.
tapped him on the shoulder when we went to that Q&A. I said, maybe you'll do X-Men. I think he gave me a dirty look, but
A couple of weeks ago down at USC, they had a panel of, it was Iron Man. They showed the first Iron Man movie, and they had Kevin Feige and director Jon Favreau come out, and we had the honor of getting to meet them afterwards. And yes, so Trina apparently took the moment to suggest that Kevin take over X-Men. I would kind of like, I mean, first of all, we have several mutant-related TV shows,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't mind them bringing more of the main X-Men characters into those. Like, I think The Gifted on Fox is really well done. It's a great mutant show. For those of you that didn't hear, Justin just asked if we should make the X-Men into a TV series, the way that they're working on doing a Tolkien TV series. Well, what do you think, Trina?
I could do without it, honestly. It would be interesting to see the X-Men on TV, kind of like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. kind of thing, on a weekly basis. But I don't know. I honestly, in my head, I see the X-Men as too big for TV. That's a big screen thing.
Do I think that Tolkien's a good idea that it's going to TV? I think that I want more Tolkien, and I don't care where it comes from.
So 5 seasons is not enough?
5 seasons is never enough.
Which is kind of bold. I mean, we're just going to say,
I would
boom,
like a
5
Tolkien
seasons.
soap opera where 5 days a
Jesus
week,
Christ.
every week of the year, we just have new things happening.
So we
But
have
like-
interspecies relationships between orcs and elves, and it's so
I don't,
dramatic.
okay, I don't know if I need to go into the actual soap opera drama of it, but just the style of like how much there is in one season of a soap opera, like that. I need that much Tolkien in my life. Riverdale in
Dude.
Rivendell.
That's
just
brilliant.
No,
Riverdale and Rivendell. That is brilliant. I'd watch that.
you would watch that.
I would totally
I
watch
feel
that.
like those kids would fuck some shit up. Like I pardon my French, but like
But
I
who's
feel
gonna-
like the
who's gonna
entire
be a serpent?
ecosystem would be thrown off.
Which ones would be the serpents? And then the orcs would have their own gang. It'd be so cool. I don't know.
I mean, I've said it before, and I will keep saying it, that I would love to just see that, like, day in the life of a hobbit, kind of like, you know, they go to the pub, and let's see what the pub life is like, and we get to know the bar stuff, and, like, see them doing their normal, everyday hobbity chores and whatnot, and just, like, having some sort of sitcom hobbit show.
Like The Office.
Yeah, exactly. The Office, with
Hobbit
hobbits.
version.
Yeah. I did not hear that over the motorcycle. Female showrunners? Absolutely. Absolutely.
If they're not in consideration, that would be really, really, really stupid.
Yeah.
Really
Especially the amount of females that are coming up in these amazing roles for directing and whatnot. Disney today just appointed a female to the head of Disney Animation, taking over for John Lasseter. Yeah. Yeah, I was like, it's the girl, I'm forgetting her name, that directed Frozen, which was one of the first female directors. Yeah, so that's really exciting. I do think we need more women everywhere in all of these roles.
But do you think Tolkien would benefit?
I definitely think Tolkien. I mean, as much as like Peter Jackson was behind a lot of those movies, you had Fran there. Fran was a big part of that too. I was like, yeah, and Philippa. I was like, literally, the feminine touch, there's something to be said about it. I was like, there's an eye that hasn't been seen in the cinematic world, and that when I say cinematic world, I include TV, because a lot of TV has been given to us like a film now. Like Game of Thrones is very cinematic. I think there's a lot to explore there.
Especially now, since you're with the Tolkien series, you're telling an entirely different story, an entirely different period of life for this character. So you're going to need to approach it in a different way. Tolkien told his story, and it's flawless. But now we're writing something that hasn't technically been written. And you cannot knock the amount of benefit that can be found in not just different voices, but a feminine voice, because now maybe you're dealing with adolescence and childhood and transition and different. I don't know what it's like to grow up as Aragorn. What's going on in that life? I mean, did he have a girlfriend? You know,
did they go to
drop
school?
out of school?
Yeah,
what's going on?
Spent his life wooing Arwen, a different race.
Mm-hmm.
Not supposed to hook up with men.
I mean, were there drug addicts and alcoholics?
Yeah.
Like,
Did he question his sexuality back then? Come on, let's talk about
that could be interesting. Sexuality and.
If they took Aragorn on that type of path,
Mm-hmm.
Would it ruin Tolkien?
Ruin Tolkien.
I don't know. I think everyone's going to have their own answer to that. I think when it comes to the main characters, with the exception of maybe the hobbits, it might be a little bit weird. But I could see there definitely being like a love story between Merry and Pippin.
but look at what happened with Star Wars when they took risks in The Last Jedi with the characters.
My issue, and I really hope everybody watching this doesn't take this the wrong way, with diversity and the entire movement for equality within sexuality and gender and everything else right now, is that we went from one extreme of like it's not part of anything to another extreme to where it's forced into everything, and it doesn't feel authentic. It's not genuine. And I'm happy that every single TV show I watch now has a same-sex couple like somewhere in it. You know it's coming, to the point of like, okay, and there's that moment we knew it was coming. But I want there to be more authenticity, and maybe that comes down to better writing.
As opposed to we're meeting a quota.
Yeah, exactly. Like, okay, we have to have 3 white cast, 1 black, 1 Latino, and a same-sex couple. Okay, done.
But
like,
isn't it a weird thing with the Star Wars issue where so many people had a problem with the Asian girl being a star, that they just seem to have forgotten what the point of Star Wars was in the first fucking place? All of these weird ass people living together, doing stuff together. None of them are like anybody else.
That you've
Different
ever met.
races, different planets,
Yeah.
different species. That was the point of Star Wars, and now you got a problem with diversity?
Yeah.
It was fucking diversity on day 1 when
Yeah.
Luke Skywalker came out of the sand dune. What is
Yep.
wrong with you people?
Yep, there is that.
I keep going back to Riz Ahmed as Aragorn, because when Tolkien wrote Aragorn, he considered Eastern Mediterranean archetypes.
Which is very true, because Tolkien, being the professor, was very much aware of different cultures, and all of the languages that he crafted were based off of different languages he studied, you know? Like, you had German influence and even some Hebrew and stuff into the more glottal speak, like, languages, you know? The Orcish and then Elvish was actually based off of English, where there was Old English, and there's Old Elvish, and then there's the regular Elvish, and it's fascinating. Somebody in the chat, Jean, just posted Cheers, Hobbit style, the Cheers TV show. Yes.
Just
yes.
a bunch of hobbits sitting around this bar.
Who would be Norm? That's what we like. Frodo, maybe? No. I don't know. Sam?
Sam.
Yeah, Sam. Samwise. Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, somebody pitched that, and nobody steal it. Nobody in this room better steal that idea.
Okay. Justin claims that if I get Cheers, he gets Riverdale and Rivendell. So, all right then.
Excellent.
Elrond's twin teenage sons, and Aragorn, best friend, and Arwen, teenage Arwen, like forbidden love. It's total
So much angst.
Justin's really thought about this Riverdale and Rivendell thing. I think maybe a theory or thesis paper needs to be written and shared on the OneRing.net for everyone to just write a whole like pitch or like the Oh, the script for the pilot, and let's share it. See what everybody thinks.
Yes. Coming soon to the CW.
It's a very CW show. I've still yet to watch, I think, any CW show. I haven't gotten into like any of the Flash or any of those. I don't watch Supernatural. I'm not an iZombie person. Like,
I left off on Flash, I think it feels like a season or a season and a half ago. So I don't know what's going on there. But it was okay.
I just want the Aragon show being authentic to Tolkien's vision of Middle-earth. If the studio doesn't do that, they'll lose a lot of fans. Very true. And this is a very delicate fandom that we're in because all of us have very near to our heart views of how all of these worlds should be represented.
Do you agree with our kill list on showrunners?
Okay, so Justin has put up the list of showrunner ideas, and there's a kill list of people that are definitely out. Peter Jackson being out. I mean, Peter's done it, and it's sort of like how we ruled out Vigo for this thing. Adam and Eddie, love them dearly, not right for this. I'm completely okay with that.
And I'm definitely okay with Weiss and Benioff of Game of Thrones not being in
Yeah,
here.
we don't need them killing
Don't
everybody
need
in
that. Or having
Middle
a
Earth.
sister rape a brother or something.
Yeah, like
No,
none
we
of
don't
that.
need
Ron Moore, I don't know if I agree with. Ron Moore is really great at adapting fantasy and doing well with it. He is really busy right now. Yeah. Room world out there.
All better?
Are we back now? Buzzing stopped. No voices, though. We'll give it a second to see if another comment comes in. If you guys can hear us, what was the last thing you heard? Hey, we've got voices. We're back. We figured it out. Thank you for alerting us, or we would have just kept talking for forever. Forever. Of Hannibal? Brian Fuller? It just feels too dark. I don't like it.
I
Okay. Justin's top choices are Christine and Fran and Philippa for.
I concur with Christine.
Yep, I am totally down with that. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Punisher was good.
Oh, yeah. We're there. People die. Yeah, plenty of people died in Punisher, too.
Yeah, plenty of people do die. Yes. It's life. You were born, you live, and then you die.
And then you get slaughtered by a guy taking revenge because you murdered his wife and kid.
Or he just gets a bunch of fancy, shiny objects in a glove and he snaps his fingers.
I'm good at that.
Are there any other filmmakers? You go to a lot of Q&As.
Oh, anybody else that's not on this list that we would like to see as a showrunner? Is that what we're thinking of?
That's tough.
That is tough. I'm trying to think of even what I watch now to think of the showrunners. I definitely sitting. Oh, actually, hi, Darth Maul. Actually,
What?
I really love John McNamara. And John McNamara and Sarah Gamble together are a really great powerhouse. I think the combination of the guy and the girl energy and that could be really beautiful for Tolkien.
So they're supposed to. Are those shows supposed to drop in 2019, or are they going to start production in 2019? Production. So it's like we got 3 years to
or
go,
something.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Minimal 2, maybe 3.
Only $1 billion to spend. What can you do with that?
Yeah, I like John McNamara and Sarah Gamble as an option. If you guys don't know, John and Sarah basically were at the forefront of Supernatural, but they left a few years ago, and they now are the people behind The Magicians on Sci-Fi.
And
Sarah Gamble and John McNamara. Magicians?
the Magicians? No.
Renewed. Librarians did
Just
get canceled.
like Supernatural, which will apparently run for 50
It'll just,
years.
Yeah, Supernatural
50
every
years.
single year is like, we're back for one final panel at Comic-Con. Just announced from the CW, the Supernatural has been renewed again. All right, we're back for another panel.
Jesus.
Oh no, I love Fran and Philippa as an option. I was like, because I loved everything they've done at this point, and I want everything to be handled in delicate gloves to just adhere to the things that I love the most. I believe somebody's talking about. Okay, wait. I think somebody's talking about Firefly, but we lost the chat screen. I'm moving the screen. Yeah, no. Josh Molina wrote Josh Whedon's Firefly? I thought Whedon actually was credited for writing Firefly. I'm not entirely sure.
Sarah says Jose wrote his favorite, her favorite Firefly episode.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, interesting then. Like Jose even more then.
Right on.
Excellent. Well, I think we're getting to, we've got like 10 minutes left. Is there anything else pressing you'd like to talk about? I'm going to hold up my dinosaur again because he's pretty.
What's
Hi, Blue.
pressing? God.
I just wanted to say hi.
Do you not have any idea what
Did
it's
you hear
like
him purr at
living
the end?
with that thing in the apartment?
I have to say, so I went to the Jurassic World premiere last week, and they gave us these blue heads. And it's been sitting in my apartment now for like 5 days. And every single time I like turn a corner and see it, I literally jump of like, what the hell is in my apartment? And even driving home with it, I had put it in the car before the movie started for the premiere because I don't want to hold it. I came back into my truck and opened the door and jumped back of like, what is in my car right now?
What about this would scare you?
I mean, it's just a raptor.
He's
Like,
so handsome.
he is handsome.
Yeah. I was just wondering, where are these lovely Tolkien fans located? Where are
Yeah,
you guys
if you guys
from?
are you're watching and chatting with us, Trina wants to know where you live.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Especially if any of you guys are in LA. And why haven't I met you yet?
Yes, they really want to meet you when you start blaming them. And yeah, if you're in LA, you can come to Scum and Villainy. You could be here with us every Tuesday right here, theonering.net, Torn Tuesday, live from Scum and Villainy Cantina. That is at Hollywood and Cahuenga in Los Angeles, California. Or, plan your next vacation and make sure you're here on a Tuesday and come join us because we'd love to meet all of you.
Maryland, Alaska. Wow.
I know we get some people that stay up at like 3
Virginia,
a.m. their time.
Wisconsin.
And
Bless
you're
your
up
heart.
watch. Yeah, Pennsylvania.
Oh.
Well, it's absolutely, since we are coming to the end of our time, been lovely chatting with everybody. I want to let you know that if you want to stay in touch with me, I'm here once a month with Cliff, so I will be back. But if you want to stay in touch with me online, I'm Uncool Rockstar on every social media platform. Or if you're a giant Disney nerd, I have a Disney Instagram account called Disney Observer, and we literally give tips and first looks at so much Disney stuff. I'm constantly doing Disney things, which is amazing because it's one of my loves. You can also follow High Voltage, which is a publication that we're both part of, at High Voltage Mag on Twitter, at High Voltage Magazine on Instagram and Facebook. And Trina, where can they find you?
You can find me at in West Hollywood. In
Just
my
on the
room.
street corner?
Girls got to earn a buck. Just saying. Or you can find me on Twitter at Dharma69. And you can find me on Instagram at Dharma69. I think once upon a time you could find me on MySpace.
On MySpace, I was still
Dharma69.
Uncool Rockstar as well. So,
Yeah.
yes, there is that.
There's that. Oh, who is it? Peter says, you said I love on Long Island. I assume that means you live on Long Island. But hey, native New Yorker here too. I'm from Brooklyn. So there's that. Oh, thank you.
You guys are so sweet.
I
We love you
wish I could
too.
pronounce your name, Erivandi.
We hope we've been entertaining for the last 90 minutes, just
Yeah.
nerding out about things that we love.
You just liked it when I snapped my fingers because I did that really well.
Yep. Although I'm sure right into the microphone. It was a rather loud pop. If you're anybody listening to headphones, we're probably doing a little...
Sorry.
She was just trying to take you out because, little known fact, Trina is Thanos. Just kidding.
In my spare time.
Is anybody watching Dom's 100 Code? I actually haven't started watching 100 Code yet, and I do want to watch it because I do love Dominic Monaghan.
Hey, my mama was born and raised in Brooklyn. Mine wasn't, but I was born and raised in Brooklyn. My mother was originally from Virginia.
You grew up in Brownsville, right?
Brownsville.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, born and raised.
I'm a Texas girl.
So Massachusetts. Ooh, I just saw somebody said they're from Wisconsin. I don't know if that's important to you. If you're from Wisconsin, Milwaukee-ish area, the record company,
Milwaukee.
of course. Mm-hmm. The record company are playing Jimmy Kimmel tonight. Those are my boys, and Chris is from Wisconsin, so I just thought I'd share that.
Oh yeah,
little
for any
Wisconsin
music
love.
lovers out there that get Jimmy Kimmel Live, tune in and see
My boys
record company.
on record.
Fabulous band.
Fabulous guys.
Otherwise, also follow theonering.net and subscribe on YouTube and follow and like on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all those places. And we're here every Tuesday. And make sure you go to the website and join the collectibles group and show off your collection, because now I want to see everyone's collection. That sounds really fun, seeing what everyone's gathered over the years.
All I have is that Weta book.
Well, it's time for you to get on it then.
Fine.
And Justin, is there anything else? I guess that's it for us tonight then. We will see you guys again very soon, and thanks for chatting with us.
Bye.